G'day ladies and gents, and welcome to Star Wars Squadrons single-player campaign, and feel free to insert your own Star Wars music here, as I've had to turn it off for copyright reasons. I'll let the intro play through.
Alderaan shows destruction.
No, I've seen that movie. That's not quite how that worked out.
Rebellion and anarchy. And paid the price. The survivors continue to spread dissent. Find them. Do not rest until the destruction of Alderaan is complete.
That's a really nice shot. I like that. Alright, so we are playing through the single-player campaign of Star Wars Squadrons, and I'm doing this sort of in place of a review. We're going to play through the entire thing over the next probably week or so, maybe a bit less. And I'm going to discuss a little bit about the game as we go through.
Orders are clear.
Are they?
Yes, wipe out all that remains of Alderaan.
How? I understood the survivors were in hiding.
Intelligence reports a possible Alderaanian convoy.
He looks
heading to
really
Foster
familiar.
Haven. You are
Who
to
does
draw
he
them
look
out
like?
and finish them off. Do you understand that, Captain?
Perfectly, Commodore Sloan.
Dismissed.
Now, I haven't played through this campaign before, guys. We're going to be playing through it live right here. And I have, however, been spending a little bit of time playing Squadrons itself. I jumped straight into the multiplayer. Started into the dogfighting mode, and then jumped over into ranked.
Captain James,
Everything ready, Lieutenant Carroll.
squadron's on their way. They're excited to fulfill Lord Vader's command.
And you? No qualms hunting down refugees from a world we destroyed?
During the Iskalon uprising, you taught me to ignore propaganda. They're traitors, not refugees, and will be dealt with accordingly. I've prepped our usual Sigma 9 loadout.
No. Only standard ties today.
The lip
Fine old
syncing isn't
school,
great.
sir. This might be a real challenge after all.
$10 down now, he's going to defect.
You hear me, Teresa? But I don't think you understand me. I guess we'll find out.
Hey, there's my character.
Follow my lead. And don't fire unless I give the order. The convoy is out there. We don't want to scare them off. Let's do this right.
Looks like he just came straight out of the 1950s. I was actually really disappointed with the number of customization
Rebel
options for...
death, Imperial victory.
I really don't like my character's voice.
Begin pre-flight checks. Pilot, boot up your cockpit systems.
Not a problem.
Oh, I'm really changing that voice. Alright, so... Nope. There we go. Now, first things first, looks like we're going to go through a bit of a tutorial here. I'm running this on custom HOTAS. But I'm using the controller to control the menus.
Pre-flight complete. Let's get a clean launch. Lock onto my fighter.
And that will be base of the stick, there we go.
Forward sensor, online and tracking. Now, throttle up and deploy out of the hangar.
Right, we are clear. The UI for Squadrons is garbage, and the control configurations and control schemes are
The rest
worse.
of the fleet is back from Malastare. We'll have plenty of help to deal with that convoy of sympathizers.
Okay, just moving around, we'll clear those. When I first bound up the HOTAS, it basically took over all of the controls for keyboard and mouse, so I couldn't actually use the mouse to click on the menu options.
No problem.
Oh, I'm changing that voice. It sounds like one of those, I'm an American and I'm trying to put on an Australian accent. Ugh.
From inside, you forget how big our Star Destroyers really are.
Careful. The shields won't harm us, but flying so close to the hull is no time to get careless.
Yeah, the control schemes are kind of garbage, and it seems to have a hierarchy built into it.
Old school again.
Mouse and keyboard are at the bottom. Anything you
Very
assign...
forthright about a TIE fighter.
Something very suicidal about a TIE fighter, although I do love my TIEs. Anything you assign will automatically overwrite the mouse and keyboard. However, the top of the hierarchy seems to be a controller, so if you plug a controller in, the controller will always override every other command. And that's how I got around the menu issue. Yes, faster turns.
Those engines run hot enough to vaporize a TIE.
I've known a few daredevils who found that out the hard way.
Yeah, I may
Push the
have
limits. Sometimes the limits push back.
run into the engines more than once in multiplayer. Maybe. Might have happened. Allegedly.
Good. All systems calibrated, and the fleet is in good shape.
Okay,
Vigilance
tutorial
reports
over
our
for
Gazanti
looks.
transport is ready.
Helix Squadron, head to the Gazanti and dock for hyperspace jump.
Understood.
Yeah. Alright, as soon as this mission's done, I'm changing the voice of my character. Stuff that. And that is a nav point. This feels very old school, but it's not quite. Alright, so Star Wars Squadrons. Basically, the best way to describe it is you're looking at something that sits somewhere halfway in between the old sort of Xbox, Nintendo 64 Star Wars titles that were really popular back in the 2000s. The more arcadey ones.
We'll have support, but finding the refugee convoy is up to us.
And something like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter or X-Wing Alliance. It's not the sim game that we want, but it's not really a full arcade game like what you used to have on the consoles. This sits somewhere in the middle. And I actually really quite enjoy it. I'm hoping the campaign's going to be good. I've heard mixed reports, although I've been trying to avoid spoilers. This aspect ratio that all the video clips are in is a bit odd. Yeah, that's not my doing, guys. That's just, yeah, a bit odd. I suppose it's because it's pre-rendered and not live in engine. The little mannerisms off the pilots are cute, where they crack their knuckles or everything else right before you start.
Haven for thieves and pirates. If the refugees are hiding here, clearly they're not as innocent as they'd claim.
Now, HOTAS control has had some issues, beyond the fact that binding up the HOTAS in this is god-awful. You can see that the menus are basically a direct console port and are not designed for the kind of HOTAS that we have available on PC. It's pure rubbish, and the devs should be ashamed that the menus are released in that state.
Then our convoy might be hiding among them.
However, if you can fight your way through them, it functions reasonably well. There is a bit of a dead zone issue, although I've gotten past it mostly on mine, just by putting the sensitivity up to 100% on all axes, and tweaking my verbal base in my software a little.
Pilot, proceed.
No problem.
God,
Check
I'm
your
changing
forward
that
sensor. It will
voice.
identify potential targets.
Alright, so it looks like we are scanning,
Pilot,
maybe?
begin by inspecting that ship.
Yeah. Almost the same type as you do in the first mission of TIE Fighter as well. So that's not pushing any nostalgia buttons there or anything. Exactly the same type of ship, exactly the same mission.
We have always been loyal to the Empire.
Okay. So how do you scan?
Pilot, keep inspecting those ships and see if the refugees are here.
Well, I'm trying to scan here. It's in the center of my sensor display. And it said just be within 1,000 meters. With less than 100 meters off the hull. It's already scanned. Something's not right here. This is not scanning at all. No, nothing. Okay, we got a UI element. Ah, okay. So we were sent over here to scan, but they want us to scan this one. Yeah, that's a bug. That wasn't popping up until after I reset the menus. Okay, so there we go. We've got a scan now. There are a few bugs.
See? We're loyal. I swear.
No refugees aboard. Carry on.
So this one next. Poor mission design too. Sends you to one area. Because you can play this in VR with none of the interface and none of the updates, where you'll only have what you've got on the screens inside of the cockpit. So nothing will be highlighted in that mission, in that mode. It sends you to that point, but that's not...
There. A ship's trying to flee from a simple inspection. We should teach them some manners.
All pilots, bring your weapon systems online.
Hey, I get to shoot something. Awesome.
Pilot,
It's about time.
track it on your sensors and fire a small volley. Just enough to damage them. Then see if they're hiding the refugees. There.
God, I feel like border control at the moment.
Scan us then. Just stop shooting. No refugees here, sir. Just smuggled weapons and a cargo of spice.
Drugs and
Let the
guns,
fleet
it's
handle those
fine.
smugglers. We should get to the station.
Let him go. Alright, so yep, cycle through targets. I've already got that bound. I've been playing multiplayer, guys. It's the one thing with things like this. I
You have no right.
really wish there was an option to disable the
The
tutorials.
station's defenses just activated.
Helix Squadron, destroy those turrets. We can't search under fire. Out here, no one shoots
Alright.
unless they're prepared for return fire. Even the Empire should know that.
Now is not the time for pop-ups. Yes, I know how to divert power around. Go away. There's killing to be done. Get out of range.
Targets destroyed.
I mean, the range is 1,000 or 1,200 on these guns. So yeah, I managed to correct most of the binding issues. It still
The
feels
defense capability is dropping.
a bit
Keep
like
going.
pushing through mud on the controls, which is not a great feeling. And that's some hits, so let's... I just activated that ability. God damn it, tutorial. So, you've got two special abilities that you can assign to your ship as well as your standard weapons as part of your customization. At the moment I've got, well, one of them is the repair. The other one should be missiles.
Targeting is useless.
Yeah, concussion missiles, same as back in TIE Fighter.
Good shooting, pilot.
Our reputation will
It's
never
not exactly a
recover from
challenge to shoot stationary guns. Don't care about your reputation, you shot at me.
Captain Javes,
You're lucky
think
I don't
found
know
where
where
the
your command
refugees are
center is.
hiding. On our way. Pilot with me.
Okay.
this. We've got enemy activity.
Now, unfortunately, you'll notice I'm not looking around, and
We have rebel X-wings on sensors.
let's go see if we can find where they came from. Oh, no, hang on. It wants me to kill all the ones out here first.
Imperials off my station. We
Fair
must
enough.
be protecting the convoy. Defend yourselves if necessary. I'll look for the refugees.
Come here. Enemy shields. Yes, X-Wings have shields. I know. Legion target. Yes, I know. Okay, so...
Enemy is down.
Oh, They don't want us to go this way. Damn it, I wanted to follow them. Now we're playing on veteran difficulty level, and as I was saying a second ago, you'll notice I'm not looking around the inside of the cockpit. One of the main things that annoyed me initially, track IR is not supported on Star Wars Squadrons out of the box. Only VR is. So they built a cockpit that you can look around inside of, and they took away a fundamentally basic method of doing so. Shit. They took away a fundamental method of actually being able to look around the inside of the cockpit, or not took away, never included it to begin with on the basic game. I get the impression from the way the menus operate, the poor performance of the HOTAS, the difficulties in binding it, the fact that track IR is just not here. And I have been told some of the PC-based VR headsets have had issues as well, that the PC port for Squadrons was rushed, I think. Which is a shame. Because the multiplayer is actually really good. And as much as it's annoying that you can't turn the tutorial features of the tutorial off, this is actually kind of fun. Ow, ow, ow! You can actually see what I'm doing inside of the cockpit here too. Lower.
That one's killing me.
This guy first.
Target down.
This one.
Rebel down.
Lead, lead, lead. Ouch. Shit job of that. Thank you. Alright. So, left-hand side underneath the sensor, you'll see a blue bar to the left. That's my throttle position. Or the white line is the position of my throttle and my HOTAS.
All rebel targets destroyed.
To the left, to the right-hand side of that, you got a red and a blue bar. That's power to engines, power to weapons. Red engines, blue, blue engines, red weapons.
Must be hiding in there. After them.
Now we get to go down the down the tunnel.
Master.
You attack my station and customers, then blame me?
There. The convoy.
Of course, we're the Empire. Oop.
Disable.
All systems down. Those were iron missiles. Where the hell did they come from?
Sorry, Teresa.
Javis.
After Alderaan, I can't ignore what the Empire's become.
I called it.
So,
I called it in the cutscene.
Lyndon, what are you saying?
That I don't care who ordered it. I didn't sign up to hurt innocent refugees. And if protecting them makes me a rebel, then so be it.
Damn it! Pilot, see if you can bypass his shutdown.
Right. Mash any button. No, that's not working. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So, this is what I was talking about. Buttons on the HOTAS will not count. The second I hit up and started mashing X on the controller, that worked. So, yeah. Divert power from engines. Yeah, okay, yep. I know.
I hoped it wouldn't come.
Yeah, it's like fundamental things that are needed to make this work. Actually caught him easier than I expected. Ah, his tie's got shields. Looks like he's actually flying a variant of the TIE Advanced, which is not one that you get to fly.
What are you doing? Get after him. I see the convoy. Dead ahead. Prepare to fire.
Imperial Squadron, this is refugee convoy Hope of Aldera. We have families aboard. I'm here to help, convoy leader. No time to explain. Just get out of this tunnel. I wish you'd seen things my way. Goodbye, Teresa.
Yeah. And that's a scripted end. Alright. Yeah, just fundamental things like that. It's just, I am reasonably sure they didn't put a lot of time into the PC port. It plays well, optimization-wise it seems to be okay. And once you've managed to fight through the menus... Yeah, that's not really a TIE Advanced. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. It's an interesting design. Don't know much about that one. And it looks like we're switching over to the Rebel side now. So that's how this campaign works. You're actually playing both sides as we go through. So, yeah, now we get to play with the X-Wings. But yeah, it seems like there's just the refinement for the PC version, in particular for setting up custom controls, is not there. And that's actually going to cost them people. I mean, my sister has actually picked this up and wants to start streaming it. She's had a nightmare trying to get controls to working. She's not used to these kind of games at all.
That call sounds desperate.
She's not used to binding up for flight sims or anything.
They're working on it. Okay, Echo Squadron, on me.
So yeah, this could cost users.
Squadron. Echo Leader here. Admiral, any luck pinpointing that distress call?
Hopefully. You may need to get creative. Make sure your fighters are in good shape.
Visually, it's beautiful. I can't wait to try this in VR.
Echo, prepare for systems check. Coming back around, Squadron. On me.
I'm hoping I'll be able to do that soon enough.
Quiet patrol. Starting systems check.
Sure.
Alright, so same idea here again. Oh, that's what it's trying to get us to do, I think. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they just changed it off. Alright, so the blue bar on the left is throttle, power settings. Green we've got now because that'll be shields. Just to go through the... it's okay. It's going to make us cycle through all of the power.
We'll need maneuverability.
Fast and nimble. Got it.
Now wants us to do weapons.
Weapons look good.
They'll look better when we're shooting down ties.
I like ties.
Double check shields.
Right. We might need to hold out a while.
Rebalance power. There we go.
Systems check complete. In formation.
Echo 3, matching formation.
Echo 2 standing by. Echo 5 standing by.
I'm in formation.
It's kind of a shame that you can't do the campaign in co-op. That would have been really nice.
Head to the U-Wing for resupply.
Alright, so that's the resupply drop. That's exactly the same as what we see in multiplayer. This is what I mean. It's got pickups like this, so they have to be created in multiplayer by a player inside of a U-Wing, although they do randomly spawn in the dogfight modes. But it sort of sits, yeah, half and half. It is really important that this goes well, though. Squadrons needs to be successful.
This had to happen while half the fleet's away.
Prepping hyperdrive.
Because if Squadron fails, we'll never see anybody actually try and make another spaceflight sim like the old X-Wing Alliance and X-Wing vs TIE Fighter and the rest. We'll never see a proper one of those. Squadrons has to be successful in order for those to be made. it was actually what I said a while ago about Star Citizen. Star Citizen needs to be successful as well. Unfortunately, Star Citizen has become too big for its own usefulness.
We're here.
$300 million donated for Star Citizen is scaring developers away from spaceflight again.
Squadron, transfer all power to engines. Head below the Star Destroyer and wait for my signal.
Okay.
It's risky, but flying fast and close
We
to
could
the
just
Star
go
Destroyer's
around,
hull
you know.
should get us to the other side safely.
It's...
Steady.
You've got a couple of escorts there.
Hold. Now, fire all boost thrusters.
We could have just gone around the outside. It would have been fine. We could have boosted straight down the side, not directly under the Star Destroyer's guns.
Squadron, focus. We are not losing anyone else.
Echo Leader, you are an idiot.
Breaking formation. Capital ships are moving in. Rebel Alliance forces. The convoy needs support.
Wait, that was an Imperial transmission on an open channel.
Echo Squadron, move in and give them cover. I'm glad someone heard my distress call. I couldn't hold off those ties any longer.
Who are you? A defector?
If you'll take me, call me Lyndon. I'll explain later. Pilot, help me push these fighters back.
Echo 4, leave that quasar for now. Focus on ties.
Quasar.
Then we better get rid of those ties. Fire missiles.
I'll have to look into that.
See you later. Wait, I'm a friendly.
Well, he shouldn't have gotten in the way of my guns.
Defend the convoy before it's too late.
Not sure why it was giving me the... Ow, ow, ow. That's hits on the rear shields.
Anyone got missiles? Let them have it. Ready to go.
Ow, 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 ow.
Stay okay back there, buddy.
Come on.
I couldn't let the Empire destroy more innocents from Alderaan in the name of security.
So you told the Empire...
X-Wing's not quite as nimble as a TIE Fighter. Bit more firepower though, and a bit more survivable. Ow, ow.
Better give those lasers time to recharge.
Joining up?
Yeah, I'd rather get shields back up before I die and give me time for my hull repair to actually reset so I can use it.
Running interference. That's half of them. Keep pushing. Joining formation.
There we go. Oh, that's better. That was getting a little too close. As I said, we're playing on Veteran here, guys, so this is the second highest difficulty level. I have had a look at the AI multiplayer modes on the highest difficulty level, but they're basically a crossbreed between the T-1000 and a Cylon. All sniper qualified, so they'll shoot you out of the cockpit. Veteran seems to be... Oh, the AI can be derpy at some points. Just repair to clear again, so I can put myself back up. Go. The AI can be derpy, and then the AI can also be reasonably good, which means this difficulty level seems to be the closest you'll find in relation to the sort of general player that you'll run into. It's a good representation.
I'll pay you back for that.
Do wish I could turn my head though. Alright, that's all ties cleared.
Prep your fighter. They'll send more ties soon.
Echo Squadron, let's get in position and escort these transports.
I'm right beside you.
This is Admiral Akbar of the Rebel Alliance. Echo Leader reports you're willing to defect.
Willing and able.
Why does Akbar sound like he's been chugging
Assisting
cigars?
Echo Squadron.
Yeah, now transports, you could turn right here and not go towards the Star Destroyer. You're aware of this, right? It's space. You could just hang a right. It would be fine.
Squadron, there's a quasar bearing down on the convoy. And filled with reinforcements. Take the ties down.
Alright.
My fighter's coming apart.
Whoa, oops, oops. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, that was dumb.
No, Echo 2's gone.
Echo, reinforcements are here.
That Corvette is a beautiful sight.
Corvette Captain, focus on the quasar. We'll mop up the ties.
I'm being followed.
On your wing, Echo Leader.
You have more ties incoming. Take them down.
Right, it's getting a little intense here. There is a hell of a lot of stuff going on. Come on.
Empire's on my tail.
I do like how they've managed to sort of capture the 70s look of the original TIE fighters. Or the original X-Wings, rather, from A New Hope. Considering this happens after Alderaan, so this is happening right about the time of the end of A New Hope. And nobody's talking about the death of the Death Star yet, so you would assume it's before Yavin. Seems to be thinning him out now.
Formation.
There we
All
go.
the ties down.
Yes. Come on, people. That quasar's gotta go.
Alright. Ow. Forward gun there.
Way to deal with that quasar.
I'm assuming that wasn't all me,
I think
but
we're
I'll
clear.
take it.
For now.
Let's make the most of it. Echo Squadron, bring the convoy and Linden here to a safer position.
Hey, we got a U-wing. Nice.
Admiral. I
Where
know
were my
how this
heels in that
Imperial
fight?
fleet operates. I can tell they're prepping their capital ships for an attack right now. We need backup.
All right, I'll send you the rest of Echo Squadron with everything they've got.
Heading towards a Star Destroyer. Again.
These will be the
Facing
transports
turrets
from
this time.
Hoth.
It's okay, our fleet's coming.
Guess this is where they come
Well,
from.
not fast enough.
I assume they'd be the same transports.
Fleet is now at your location. Echo
Yes, the
Squadron,
rebel fleet.
keep the convoy safe while the flagship engages the vigilance.
Leave it to us.
Wait. The Empire's sending in a raider to intercept the convoy. We have to take that raider down. Pilot, with me.
Alright.
Almost in range. Get ready.
Gonna hurt. These things are basically Imperial-built Corellian corvettes that are designed for anti-fighter operations.
Their shields are weakening. Keep the raider.
For Star Citizen fans, they're hammerheads.
Starting another attack run.
Ow, 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 ow. Stop. Shields back, and there we go. Repairs up.
The raiders lost shields. They're trying to get cover from the capital ships. This is our chance. Finish this.
Percent hull.
We're wearing them down. Keep it up.
Shield power again, please.
Raiders tough.
At least the fleet's keeping that Star Destroyer busy. It's Linden. I'm on your side.
There we go.
Raider is gone.
Oh, that's our hull repaired as well.
Echo, let's get that convoy to a safer location.
Head to the far side of the MC-80.
Frigate's gone.
Refugee convoy. We're out of time. We've got to get you out of here.
Refugee convoy to Rebel Alliance. We're ready for lightspeed jump.
Wait. The Star Destroyer will be watching all possible vectors. They can still find you.
Well, obviously, it's a Star Destroyer.
It's risky. But if we can destroy the targeting system on the Vigilance, we might throw them off the convoy's trail.
Can I switch out for a Y-Wing first?
Attacking the Star Destroyer?
Alright, so let's go long down the nose.
Let's hope your fleet can keep those shields down. Strike here. We can take
Yeah, I
down
know
the
where it
Vigilance's
is.
targeting.
Let's take down a couple of these in multiplayer.
Keep firing.
Oh, a little slow there.
Or you're a sitting target for the Vigilance.
We didn't hit much of the hull.
Echo Squadron. Keep the Star Destroyer occupied. I'm on it.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Vigilance's targeting is down.
All convoy vessels, prep for lightspeed jump. Echo Squadron, withdraw and handle any fighters near the convoy. You did it. Now both of you get clear.
Alright, rear shields is back up.
Whatever happens next,
52%, that was
you save
close.
lot
That's
of
with a
innocent
repair.
lives. And mine.
Oh, get! What the hell was that? We're at over 50% health and we had rear shields up and we just got deleted.
Convoy vessels, prep for lightspeed jump.
Alright, so it looks like it spawns us back in right at the point after we've just taken off the, taken on the Star Destroyer back. That was bullshit.
Keep firing. Pilot, whatever happens next, you saved a lot of innocent lives. And mine.
I'm really disappointed about that.
Convoy's ready to
That was
jump.
almost a clean run.
Thank you. We'll tell everyone what the Rebel Alliance did for us.
All ships, prepare for lightspeed.
Okay. I think that's the completion of the mission. 4 years later. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought this was supposed to be post-Endor, but that was definitely post-Yavin, or pre-Yavin.
Or dark. Freedom or destruction.
Hey, Kerry.
The Empire chose to destroy Alderaan in order to spread fear and douse the fires of rebellion. But the heroic pilots of the Rebel Alliance have chosen to keep fighting, to show the Empire that we are not afraid. It was their bravery that ended Palpatine's reign and brought about our new republic. However, the Empire lives on, shattered though it may be. As I speak, Imperial forces are edging toward the Bormia sector, hoping to end our new republic before we find our footing. As
That's
their
right, New
empire
Republic,
collapses,
not
they try
resistance.
to tighten their grip. But the galaxy is changing, and you can be a part of it. With the help of brave and daring pilots, this war can end. Make a choice. Fly with the New Republic. Change our galaxy for the better.
Alright, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. We'll be continuing this blind playthrough. Well, actually, I'm planning to have a couple more videos up over the next couple of days. I actually want to try and get this entire campaign completed within about the next week. And I'm going to just keep rambling on as I have, speaking about various things that I notice in the game, what it feels like, what it's like to play. I may end up doing a full review on it at some point, but I don't have any plans for it yet, and you're definitely going to see some multiplayer coming out on it very, very soon. As I said, I'm already playing the multiplayer now. Anyways, guys, until the next video, take care.